This week we have a combination that we have not seen in the last 3 years in Gran Turismo 7 online. Sainte-Croix in Group 3 is back, and you can expect some pretty good racing. This is exactly what happened this week, and I can only ask, why did it take so long to get this combination back into sport mode? Let's do this now. At least I know my braking points now. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry, everyone. I assume that I know my braking points. But yeah, I think the BMW is a better option than the RCF, because RCF, unfortunately, is destroying the fronts. So you need to be extra careful. And yeah, this was actually a pretty short race, and we still had to do our mandatory stop in this one. The fastest strategy was to change the tires, but I also had to watch their condition because they do wear out quite quickly. You can destroy a set of softs in just about 2 to 3 laps. So my goal was to pit around lap 4 or potentially even lap 5, depending on the conditions and the strategy. And one very important part of this race was the slipstream and how difficult overtaking could be here. If you're not in the slipstream while everyone else is, you're just losing time, and finding chances to overtake becomes extremely, extremely difficult. Yeah, I'll have to overtake. But the thing here is that when everyone is in the slipstream, it's hard to attack. It's hard to go out of that slipstream line into something different, because you have no slipstream, therefore no speed. 2 seconds to the lead. Oh. This can't be good. No, I can't squeeze myself in there. Wow, look at the lobby. And yes, lag was also a problem here because I never really knew exactly where the other cars were. I just wanted to focus on clean overtakes and pretty consistent driving, but in these conditions it was actually hard to judge the positioning of the car, or actually the cars. So I stayed behind P9, and when the chance finally came, I tried to do something in a slightly different style than usual. Whoa. The RCF is super twitchy. Is he going to give me the space? Done it! Wow! On the outside. Again, 2.2 seconds to the lead. Look at this. It'll be a mess, I'm telling you that. It'll be a mess later. Whoa, whoa! Where is he? Where are they, actually? I don't know if literally, I don't know if someone is... Why is he slowing down? I don't know if someone is sliding, actually going off the track, or that's lag. So overall, I really had no idea what happened there. A lot of lag, I guess. And I honestly don't know why he left it. Maybe he just wanted to let me through for whatever reason, but now I was in 8th place, which is already pretty solid considering where I started. And now I had a group ahead of me, and I just wanted to make some progress really quick. But of course, we need to stay cautious, and definitely patience plays a role here. Whoa. Outside, maybe? Outside, okay. Outside did work. In this part of the track, everything becomes quite complex, and you can take different lines while still finding some advantage. And it is technically demanding, so you really need to understand the layout and how each section flows together. So I tried to have a quick look to see if I could potentially get a place. But to be fair with you, this is not the best overtaking spot. And usually you don't want to send it in turn 1. So it didn't really work at this point. So I decided to wait a little bit longer. Then I tried to do the same move again as I did before, because I actually think it's a pretty good overtaking spot. Still, I think this is actually a good position to go for an overtake. Yeah. So it looks like this move can actually work when someone gets a slightly worse exit out of this very difficult uphill section. You just need to take the line that is closer to the fence and use it. Really use the slipstream. You need to stay in it and gain that advantage. This is why I mentioned earlier that slipstream is really important here. And at this point, we had to start thinking about the strategy. I began catching the group up ahead, and I knew that if I don't change something, I'm probably not going to get much out of this race. So it was time to pit, and I just wanted to see what the other guys will do. I don't think I want to pit. Or, no, I definitely don't want to pit now. I cut the line. Maybe I even would have pitted, because those guys are quick and they're most likely going to take the lead. Because it's only 2.5 seconds, but at the same time, I already cut the line. And I did cut the entry line into the pits, and if I pitted, it would have been an instant 3-second penalty. So I really had no other options but to stay out, and just to see how things are actually going to develop. So extending the stint here could potentially help, just by giving me better tires for the later stages of this race. And my tires were not in the terrible shape. So I just wanted to see what I could potentially do. I started pushing, but like really pushing. And then when I checked the gap to the lead, it was actually starting to calm down. Then it was finally time to pit and see where this stop is actually going to get me. Let's pit. Wow, okay. The gap actually went down. That was good. But I will most likely lose a place or two. They will definitely lose a place. Maybe Manu is going to keep that lead. I'm not sure. But new softs are definitely a lot faster than the old softs here. Oh yeah. I'm losing. Yeah, Manu kept the lead. And unfortunately, that one extra lap was not worth it, because I just lost too much time and, well, I could have been higher than this. Still, it did not matter too much, because now I had fresher tires and could push harder, which was definitely a plus. And unfortunately, there was another lag spike, and I thought I would not be able to brake or stop the car, even though I did brake on time. I actually braked a little bit earlier than before, and I assumed that the other cars would eventually keep on going, but they kind of stopped. So to avoid any kind of contact, I turned in and went off the line, which definitely did not help me and cost me a position. Now, the goal was to avoid losing even more time, even though it was quite challenging, to be honest. And on the next lap, I knew I was quicker. I just knew that I was quicker, and I knew that it was now or never, because we were getting very close to the end of this race, and I had to make a move. I definitely had to start doing something and eventually try it. So that's exactly what I did. Whoa! No. Now I got better tires, which is better, but slipstream. Slipstream is very, very important here. Yeah, but which way to go now? No. Please don't be a penalty. Oh, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. But cow driver got a penalty there. And yes, even a small cut in turn 1 can cost you a lot. Cow driver paid the price for that, which was basically the slightest mistake. We were all extremely close in these late stages of the race, and once he served his penalty, I moved up to P6. And I knew that that 5th place could be within reach. And on the final lap, the final battle began. Where is he? I don't know where's the car in front of me. I just have no idea. Whoa. Looks like we're going to have a crash here. I am not going to crash here. Three wide. Oh no. Come on. It's still not over. Yeah, no, don't mess up. Not now. See, it's better to take a faster line here. Come on. 3 wide. What is it, P6? Never mind, it was still a good race. Actually, a very, very exciting race in the end.